Today's video is for impatient people and zone pushers. The technique I'm about to show you really seems to make a difference in helping trees grow faster, stronger, and better overall. If you have a tree that you've planted and it just doesn't seem to do anything, this technique can make the difference. It can make trees grow better, faster, and stronger. And this applies to all fruit trees. You can do this move with all different kinds of fruit trees, and it's very, very effective. Again, there's no science here. It's just observation. It's just me observing my trees over many, many years. And I've noticed that this technique can make a difference. And then for zone pushers, people who want to grow like mangoes in Northern California, avocados in zone 8, jackfruits all across different parts of California, this move can contribute greatly. It can help those trees power through the winter and be able to recover from cold weather like the weather we're having now here in January, Southern California zone 10. It can help them power through and grow stronger overall. So I'm really excited to show you this. So if you like what you see, give me a like down below. You see the like button, hit it. Let's get started. Come on. As usual with grafting, we got the usual suspects here. I got my Felco little grafting knife, pruning shears, my trusty Olfa knife, utility knife. We have grafting tape, parafilm, and we have a new friend in our arsenal. We have buddy tape. This is a special kind of tape. It's a little bit more expensive than parafilm, but it's really, really good stuff, and I think it's really worth it. You see this tree here? This is a reed avocado tree. I planted it about 2 or 3 years ago from a 5-gallon size, and it's grown a little bit, but it's not grown at the rate that I want to. Tree looks really healthy though. The leaves are healthy, everything looks fine. It's just not growing as fast or as vigorously as I wanted to. So we're going to give it some help. We're going to give it a boost. We're going to give it some superpowers today. And how I'm going to do that is look here. Let's look at closely here. This is not part of the reed avocado tree. Neither is this. These are volunteer little seedlings that popped up. You see? Down here is the little trunk of the volunteer avocado that sprouted, because I throw everything avocado related, I throw on the ground here. There's mulch, avocado leaves, seeds, peels, all of it gets thrown here and it acts as mulch. And luckily, some of the avocado seeds sprouted. And we're gonna take advantage of these little volunteer guys that are really close to the main trunk of the reed avocado. Yes. So the idea here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine this little seed, this volunteer seedling, to the main trunk of the reed avocado tree. We're going to fuse their root systems and bring their root systems together. That way, this little volunteer seedlings will send its nutrients, all of its power, into the main tree. We're basically adding another engine to the tree, if you could think of it that way. Imagine a car with 2 engines. It'll be faster, stronger, run longer, and be a lot more vigorous than a car with 1 engine. And that's the idea. I might even do this one, but the little, let's see, the trunk here is a little too thin, but we'll try it. Maybe we could try it. Oh, look, here's another little volunteer that popped up. But anyways, let's work with this one and we'll bring them together. This is called, I believe the word here is called Inarch grafting or veneer grafting, because we're going to shave off the sides of both of these and combine them and bring them together as one. And that way you can get the root system of both helping one tree. And that seems to power them through. That seems to help them power through winters and help them grow faster. Let's go. This is exciting. All right, guys. First thing I'm going to do is remove some leaves from the little volunteer that popped up. It's going to help me work a little bit. Oh, look, there's a passion fruit right here, right behind it. Oh, I'm going to have to dig this out, because this passion fruit's going to want to cling to the avocado tree, cause problems. But let's remove some leaves, just to going to clear up our workspace. You can leave any leaves that are not in the way. Let me cut this passion fruit back because it's kind of in the way too. We'll dig that out later. So you see now, you want to do this kind of graft when this volunteer gets thick enough. This is a little bit on the thinner side. It's not pencil thick, which is the usual rule of thumb here when grafting, but we can make it work still. And I'm going to push the volunteer the little seedling close to the trunk of the reed, and I'm going to find a spot where they're compatible and they're actually touching by a lot. Let me try to see. Oh yeah, right here. Right there is a good spot. You see there's no air in between. So that's a good spot to combine them and push them together. All right, so let's get started. Okay. So I'm gonna make a cut here. Let's find our spot. You don't wanna do the graft up here at the top. This is too young. You see the little spots? This section of the volunteer is way too young. The graft won't work. You wanna come to the middle section where there's a developed enough cambium layer for the two to be fused and to grow together. All right? So let's see, I'm gonna push it back here. I'm gonna gauge my spot. I'm gonna find my area. Yeah, that seems to be good. Right there. I'm gonna mark it, and I'm gonna come in and I'll make a cut. And we're gonna expose a section of the tree. I'm gonna cut a very thin slice until I see white. That's when I know to stop. This knife is not so good. I'll use my utility knife. Use my utility knife here. And I'm cutting away. Ideally, you want to do 2 to 3 inches of exposed area to combine these two together. There we go. That's much better. Okay, I hope you can see this. You see that? I exposed the white area. Just like that. And that's about, I'm going to say that's 3 inches, 3 to 4 inches of cut there. And I'm going to put it here. I'm going to push it against the tree. And so I know where to cut into the main trunk of the avocado tree, or the reed avocado tree. So let's do that there. So I'm going to come in. And you see the white? This white stuff is paint. I painted this tree white to prevent sunburn, because when it was younger, the sun would hit this area and it would burn the trunk. So that's why it's white. But I'm going to cut this a very thin sliver away until I see white. Yeah, there we go. See white, white, exposed, exposed. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, did some damage here. We cut away more. And just like that. Cut away the thinnest part of the tree. Just the outer bark. Just to expose the cambium layer. The cambium layer is right here where the green and white meet right at the edge. So that cambium layer, consider that the nutrient highway of a tree. That's where all the nutrients go up to the leaves and the fruit, and then the leaves send nutrients back down to the roots. Just that thin layer gives all the nutrients to the tree and keeps the tree alive, is that thin little cambium layer. And if you want these two to grow together, you're gonna have to combine those two cambium layers. It's very easy after you get some practice, and I'll show you right now. Let's go. Now, we got the white exposed here, thin layer exposed here, thin layer exposed here, and I'm gonna push them, and I'm gonna bring the little guy, the little volunteer, right to the edge, and I'm gonna hold it there, and that's how I know right there is a good match. You don't wanna put it in the middle, you don't wanna put the little volunteer guy in the middle of the cut of the big tree, you wanna bring it to the side. Just like that. Okay, now we're gonna wrap. Okay, I realized I need to cut this because I can't wrap it with this branch here. So I'm gonna cut this branch off. So now we have room to wrap. And that branch comes off too in the back. So now I can wrap. So I've been playing around with buddy tape recently. This has a much more tremendous stretch. Look at the stretch action. That buddy tape is really strong. It has a great hold, and I think it's gonna work for this situation. Check the link below. You'll find access to buddy tape. It works really well. And basically, we're gonna hold it. This is the hard part. And we're gonna wrap. Hold it in place. There we go. There we go. So the idea is here, you really want to smash these two together. You want to force their contact. You want to bring them together. This feels very unnatural. This is like some crazy Frankenstein project here, but it really works in the end. It really works. But this feels so weird. But it's cool to see the end product. It's cool to see them combine together and helping each other out. So the idea here is to really smash these two together. You want to force their contact. You want to make sure they're touching, because the graft won't take if they don't touch firmly here. This feels like some crazy Frankenstein project here. As I'm doing this, it feels very unnatural, but the end result is very interesting and it's very effective, I think. When you see the end result, it's pretty cool to see two trees combine with each other. Now the hard part here is the bottom, there's air exposed, and the top, there's air exposed. So you got to get the tape like this, and you got to maneuver the tape in a way that will help make contact. Where there's something in the way. There we go. Put that there. Up at the top, you don't want any air going in. That can slow things down. So the hardest part of this graft is getting tape here at the top where air is exposed, and down here at the bottom. Here, let me do the bottom. Let me do the bottom here. I'm putting tape underneath. I'm putting tape underneath here and trying to close off any air going in. It just takes time. It just takes a little bit of time. You could use as much tape as you want to really make sure that there's no air going in here at the bottom. There we go. I don't think there's air going in there now. I'm gonna put it here this way too. Yeah, I don't see any air exposure down here at the bottom. After I put a few layers of tape here. Okay, let's go to the top. Let's go up at the top. All right, check it out. Look, two trees have become one, fused together. We're almost done. Last step. By the way, I put at least 5 layers of buddy tape and at least 5 layers of parafilm grafting tape to fuse these two together. Last step, take your hands, squeeze them together. Really force the contact. Don't be afraid to squeeze hard. Force these two to come together by using your hands. And then you get a feel for it. This feels secure, so I'm gonna stop here. So this is January, this is Southern California, this is zone 10. I don't expect to see results until the spring, so I'll check back and I'll open up that graft around March, April, because that's when I expect to see something happen. It's a little too cold now for anything to fuse together, so we'll wait for about 3 months and I'll show you what that looks like after 3 months. I'll follow up, of course. I'll show you guys the results, all right? All right, we're done. That took a lot longer than I expected. And I know I'm getting old because as I was kneeling down on my knees, I was feeling it. My back and in my knees, it was hard to get up after being in that kneeling position for so long. But it's all worth it. I'm going to show you some Inarch grafted trees that I did last year and the year before. You're going to see the results. It's a fascinating thing to see. And I really strongly think that trees grow stronger when they're combined together. That's why if you're lucky enough to get little volunteers sprouting around your tree, leave them there until they get strong enough, and then you can Inarch graft them and combine them together to grow stronger together. Let's go look at some Here results. Are two Inarch grafts. I'm beneath the canopy of 2 jackfruit trees. Here's the little volunteer seedling that popped up, and I fused it together with the main trunk of the big guy here. You see, put my finger through here. See my finger going underneath? Here's a better example. Check it out. Look at this one. Here was the sapling connected, fused together with the big tree. They're stuck together now. See, I'm trying to move it. They fused together real well. This was done, I'd say, about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and it's healed up really well. The seedling has grown a little bit, but main thing is it's supplying energy to the big guys. Let's look up into the canopy of this big jackfruits. These are pretty big jackfruits for the Southern California area. I think they've grown a lot better thanks to these Inarch grafts. Now let's go look at one more. Okay, so this is the last one I wanted to show you. Again, jackfruit trees, two jackfruit trees have come together, fused together as one right here. I did the Inarch graft right there. This was done, I'm gonna say 2 to 3 years ago as well, and it's fused together really well. See, I'm putting my fingers through. This was the volunteer right here, the little seedling, fused with the main trunk of this jackfruit tree, and they're grown together. Again, white paint on the tree to protect it from sunburn, and this jackfruit tree is growing more vigorously than the other jackfruit trees I've planted in this little patch. I'm in a little jackfruit patch. There's another jackfruit behind me and a jackfruit right there, that one. This tree that's been Inarch graft is growing considerably stronger, and it has more branches and it has flowers faster than the other jackfruit trees. So this, I'm gonna chalk it up to the Inarch graft. Yeah. All right, everybody, if you like what you just saw, remember to give me a like, subscribe, leave me a comment, all that good stuff. A lot more exciting videos coming up, so let's do this together. Take care. Bye.